I probably picked the absolute worst time to start a Pokemon card business. As you guys may have heard, or you may not have, Trump's tariffs are about to take into effect. And I sell Japanese and Korean Pokemon cards. I just started this business 3.5 weeks ago, but like, yeah, 3.5 weeks ago. We've done about 2,000, a little over 2,000 in sales in those 3.5 weeks, which, to be honest, I think that's great. I think it's a great start that I had. But besides that fact, the tariffs are about to come into play. 24% is what I have to pay, at least on the Japanese side, for, let's just say, I buy $100 booster box, right? I buy $100 booster box. Let's just say super electric, right? If I normally pay $100, I am now going to be paying $124. So, who does that fall back on? Well, unfortunately, not me. I'd go bankrupt real fast. Just like every business ever, and all these card businesses, and honestly, all businesses, if these tariffs go through, it's going to go back to the consumer. Because there's no way I can afford a 24% markup just to eat. And there's no way that other shops can afford that, or other stores that sell any other goods can afford those kind of tariffs. And just to let you guys know, each tariff for each country is different. But the main one I'm focusing on is Japanese today. We're going to be talking about Japanese. So I've said in my past videos, that Japanese was 100% the way to go. It's a lot cheaper than English. As of right now, if this goes through, it's not going to be. 100% Japanese might become more expensive than English. Glory of Team Rocket comes out soon, and there's a lot of Japanese card shops. I don't do it myself. I'm not big enough. I can't do it. But a lot of card shops that sell Japanese are doing pre-orders for it. And there's pre-orders for like 150, 160, 170, 180, all the way up to like 190, 200, right? And these shops do not have their hands on this product yet because the tariffs aren't in play yet, and that set comes out after they would come into effect. And also, they don't get charged that until it comes into the US and gets in their hands. Then they have to pay the extra fee. Any pre-order that was done from those shops, if you have a pre-order and these tariffs go through, you can kiss that goodbye, because it's not going to happen. These shops aren't going to eat 24% extra on what Glory of Team Rocket's going to be with the tariffs. You're going to have a lot of cancellations, or they're going to just tell you that you have to pay an extra, $50, $70 more. And who knows how long this will last, or even if it comes into effect. Chinese cards are going to get hit hard, Korean cards. And now you guys may be thinking, well, I don't care about Japanese or any of that. All I care about and all I collect is English. Well, you know what? That's good for you, Timmy. Guess what? Packaging is made in China, in other countries. The dice in these little ETBs right here, the dice, the card sleeves, all the little like bullshit that is inside those ETBs or collection boxes or anything like that, that is all made in other countries. The only thing that's printed and made here are the English cards. Now, will it give it as much of effect as foreign cards? Probably not as much, because those are smaller dollar amount items thrown into it. But it's still going to raise the price. And another thing that I know you're probably thinking is, well, Pokemon cards aren't a necessity. I can cut that out of my life. It's a hobby. At the end of the day, it's a hobby. And honestly, if these come into play, I would honestly recommend stepping back for a minute. Stepping out of Pokemon, maybe just buying singles at that point, or just playing the games, because it's going to be so astronomically expensive. And not just Pokemon cards, like I said, the other important stuff in life. Everything that we get in America that is a lot more, of a necessity, that's going to be a lot more expensive, that you need to live. It's just, it might get outrageous. And I'm not trying to be political. Whether I voted left, right, center, I voted for an alien, it doesn't matter, because he's our president, and this is what's going to happen. And it's a realistic situation for all businesses right now. My plan of attack that I'm going to do is, if this really does come into play, you have to kind of analyze the market. And by analyzing it, I only do Japanese, Korean, and I kind of stuck by that because it's a lot cheaper for the consumer. People enjoy it. But if English does become cheaper, I might have to adapt to that. Or if I do stick with Japanese and Korean, I go for the cheaper sets. Paradise Dragona, Stellar Miracle. Because me starting off, I can't be charging people 200 plus on a booster box. I don't expect people to pay that. That's ridiculous. It's too much. At least for me, I am in a garage. I am in a garage right now. I have a very small operation. I have a full-time job. I just started this. It's a very small operation. There's no overhead. I don't have any employees. I don't pay a social media marketer. I don't pay this. I don't pay that. I'm very small. So at least while this is going on, it's a very small operation that I'm doing. I'm not going to get my ass completely kicked. But there's some shops like Sakura's, Pokemon, Dot's Card Shop, like a lot bigger shops that could take a huge hit from this. And I know that like people like Pokemon have English and everything, but I mean, no matter what you do, they have to pass it on to the consumer. That's just how businesses are. That's how it's worked since the end of time. Any extra cost is going to go back onto the consumer. And if Pokemon's not a essential item, and it's between rent, food, anything like that, or Pokemon cards, I mean, well, I'm going to be honest, you're an idiot if you pick Pokemon cards. And I would hope you pick your necessities before what's behind me. So it's going to be a weird time because we might see cards and packs go for astronomical prices. It really all depends on what happens. But if it does come into play, I honestly would step back. I would step back, think about what's important first before buying any more of this. And even me as a business owner, I'm saying that because it's realistic. So let me know what you guys think. Look, these tariffs, if they happen, they happen. If they don't, they don't. There's nothing we could do about it. As a business, there's nothing you could do about it. As a consumer, they either come or they don't. So, but let me know what you guys think, what it's going to do to the market, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Also, for those who got rage baited by the thumbnail, thank you for the click and your engagement.